The raw truth about my colonoscopy prep and the aftermath. I skipped breakfast, and for lunch, I had Campbell's chicken broth. The broth got cold before I could finish it all, and it became disgusting, so this is the only time I had broth. At 1 p.m., I took 4 Dulcolax pills. They made me nauseated. Exactly 1 hour later, I started having bowel movements, and the nausea went away. I had 2 banana-flavored popsicles between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Before the Miralax prep was to begin, my bowel movements were already clear, and my booty was sore from wiping and had started to bleed. I was using Angel Sauce toilet paper and diaper wipes. At 6 p.m., I started drinking 32 ounces of Miralax prep. I used lemon-lime Gatorade, and I asked a family member to set a timer so I could drink 8 ounces every 15 minutes. I became nauseated after drinking the last 8 ounces of the Miralax prep. So, I took a 15-minute break before starting to drink 32 ounces of regular lemon-lime Gatorade. I was supposed to have everything drunk within 2 hours, but it took me 2 hours and 45 minutes to finish it all. I had no desire to eat anything else and continued to go to the bathroom until the moment I went into surgery the following day. Taking anything by mouth was supposed to stop at midnight, but I stopped drinking fluids at 10:30 p.m. That morning, I went straight to the outpatient surgery area because I was told I was pre-registered, but I wasn't, so I had to go back up front to be registered. I then went back to the outpatient surgery area, where I was quickly placed in the room. I was asked to sign 2 pieces of paper to have the procedure done. If you're a woman, you'll be asked if you have a uterus, and if the answer is yes, you'll be asked to leave a urine sample, so they can test to see if you're pregnant or not, and if you're on your monthly, it's okay to have this procedure done. No need to cancel. Just need to let them know, and you'll still need to leave a urine sample. While the nurse runs the urine to the lab to be tested, she will ask that you strip down to your socks and put the provided hospital gown on with the back open. The nurse came back and started asking me questions, while another lady started an IV and placed me on some fluids. The anesthesiologist then came in to discuss what he would be doing and asked if I had any questions. The nurse then pushed my bed to the operating room. The doctor greeted me at the doors. I was asked to roll over to my left side with my legs curled up. I had a pulse oximeter on my left hand and a blood pressure cuff on my left arm. The nurse then placed a nasal cannula on me. The anesthesiologist then flushed my IV, then he gave me a shot to put me to sleep. I woke up while the nurse was pushing my hospital bed back to my room. I asked several times if I was supposed to be in pain, and the nurse didn't reply. Once I was in the room, whenever I turned my head left or right, I became lightheaded. The nurse left for a moment and came back with an 8-ounce water bottle for me to drink and another nurse to remove my IV. She then handed me a red folder and told me that the doctor removed 2 polyps and that he tattooed the area where the polyps were found and that they were smooth and round, which was a good thing, and that they were being sent off to be checked and that I will most likely have to be seen again in 5 years to be rechecked. As the nurse was leaving the room, she told me to get dressed and that I could be pushed out in a wheelchair or just walk out. The person I brought with me decided to use the bathroom while I got dressed, and I ended up falling to the floor and was able to get back on my feet before they got out of the restroom. I told my driver that I fell and that I would walk out if they agreed to help me. So, I wouldn't fall again, which they agreed to, but they walked ahead of me and was out of the hospital before I was. So, I would highly recommend using a wheelchair to leave the hospital. My stomach pain level was at an 8 when I left the hospital. I had to recline myself in a recliner with an ice pack on my stomach when I got the opportunity to rest. I was taking Tylenol every 6 hours that did nothing for the pain, and getting out of the recliner intensified the pain. I ate lunch, but I wasn't that hungry due to the pain, so I ate on my lunch all day. I barely slept that night. I had painful gas bubbles popping in my stomach that woke me up every time one popped, which was every couple of minutes. Yesterday, my stomach still hurt, and the pain level was around a 6. I was still taking Tylenol every 6 hours, but it did nothing for the pain. I was passing gas here and there and was burping with no stomach relief. I have a post-operation appointment made for a week from now. Hopefully, I get good news. Today, I woke up with a tightness in my stomach, but I'm in no pain. I hope I didn't scare you with my colonoscopy experience. I watched several colonoscopy videos and none of them went into great detail or even mentioned that they experienced pain. So, I want to be honest with my experience, so you'll have a clearer idea of what to expect before, during, and after your colonoscopy. I forgot to mention that an EKG was done before my colonoscopy. Thanks for watching.